Hello, I'm Chase Holbrooks, and that was my newfound audience. I am a finance major at Francis Marion University, and my speech topic is Donald Trump's presidential run. Donald Trump is an American businessman who recently announced his 2006 presidential run, in which he has led the polls and had many strong moments on particular political standpoints. It seems with all the turmoil we're in now, more than ever, we need strong leadership. And that's what Trump stands for, is strong leadership. On Tuesday, June 16, 2015, Donald Trump announced that he would be running for president, which was long overdue. He had been planning to run for what seems like a decade now. In Trump Tower on Fifth Avenue in New York, of course with style, because that's the way Mr. Trump rolls, he announced his presidential run using the slogan, "Make America Great Again." I'm sure you've seen it on the hat that he wears. During his 45-minute announcement speech, he hit on specific issues such as China and job creation. Let's discuss the polls. Trump's led in the polls pretty much from the very start of his campaign in July. He was briefly unseated by Dr. Ben Carson, who is also a Republican candidate from South Carolina, I might add, just a side note. And he was unseated by Dr. Ben Carson according to the Times CNN poll taken October 27, 2015. According to HuffPost pollster, he has reclaimed the lead by an 8% margin, placing Donald Trump at 28% and Dr. Carson at 20%. That 8% margin is actually a pretty broad margin for the amount of Republican candidates that are still running, which I believe is upwards of, it was over 15 at one point. I believe it's narrowed down slightly, but it still seems to be in double digits, which is a tremendous amount of people running. Now let's discuss Donald Trump's political standpoints. Trump's campaign website show his strong political positions as U.S. and China trade reform, which he's always been very big on. China, China, China. That just seems to be all he talks about. Veterans Administrations reform. He's very big on veterans. He's very upset with the amount of homeless veterans there are in this country, and he does intend to do something about the veterans in America. Tax reforms. Seems like every Republican candidate has some big flat tax plan. If there's anybody I would trust on the tax reforms, it may be Trump, because he's a businessman who handles billions of dollars and pretty smart guy. Second Amendment rights. That's the big one to me. I'm all for the Second Amendment, so the fact that he's strong on it is a big deal to me, along with any of the Republican candidates. I believe they all claim to be for the Second Amendment. And that's why I associate as Republican for the most part, is because they're for the Second Amendment. Immigration reforms. He's very big on immigration. He thinks we need to deport the illegals, which I agree with entirely. And he believes that there needs to be a wall built protecting the U.S.-Mexican border to keep the illegals out, which is also agreeable to a certain extent. Donald Trump currently has a strong chance at being the Republican candidate. It's hard to tell this early. He could lose some ground, gain some ground. Somebody else could come along. It'll really depend on the amount of candidates who really don't have a chance that drop out and which way their support goes. While I'm still unsure as to who exactly will earn my vote, I do appreciate Trump and most of his political stances, especially Second Amendment rights and veterans reform. The political topic is important because the American people's lack of interest in politics currently, especially when just as recently as this weekend it was demonstrated to us what a severe sense of turmoil there is in the world. America does need strong leadership, and Trump does stand for that. So I urge everyone watching this to take a political stance and do something about it. Thank you.